All right, y'all. Today, I want to walk you through step by step a market cipher strategy that works very, very well. And I call this the Divergence Suite market cipher strategy. Now, this is a strategy for trading the counter trend, okay? Meaning if we're coming down, you're going to be looking for longs. And if price is pumping, we're going to be looking for shorts. And honestly, I think if you're newer to trading, this might be like an advanced beginner to intermediate strategy, because it does require a little bit of basic technical analysis. You don't have to know a lot, just basic support and resistance and Fibonacci. But if you're newer to trading and maybe you're struggling to find a strategy that really works for you, if you just maybe focus on this and a few other strategies that I talk about in my market cipher tutorials, I think you'll have a lot of success right off the bat, because this will actually give you focus on very specific things to look for before entering a trade. Okay, so I call this the Market Cipher Divergence Suite strategy. And like I said, it's a counter trend trading strategy. So, right now I'm currently in a swing short from up here, and I'm in another swing short from down here. What I like to do is, if we're in a trend, I like to get into my shorts, or whichever way the trend is going, hold those longer swing trades, and then scalp the retracements, okay? So I'm going to walk you through the strategy I use to get this really nice scalp retracement. And then again this morning I took a long right down here and took this scalp retracement as well. Both of those trades used what I call the Divergence Suite strategy. And I would say, okay, and I'm not exaggerating here at all, if you find these confirmations, I would say there's an over 90% chance that you will exit the trade in some significant profit. Okay, so let's get right into it. So yesterday in my VIP Discord, I was posting about this really juicy potential trade setup that I saw, and let me okay, this was the short that we took from the top because of that diamond top pattern, and then later on I started to notice the divergences, and then when did I give the actual setups? Okay, so later on I eventually did give this trade setup right here, where if we did come down into this level of support right here at around 47,175, if we saw the divergence suite, which we did, I was going to then enter the trade. So what is the divergence suite? The divergence suite, we're going to be looking for bullish divergences on the 2 hour, the 1 hour, the 24 minute, the 12 minute, the 6 minute, the 3 minute, and the 1 minute. Okay, all those time frames need to be giving us the bullish divergences. If they are, then we are going to take the trade. So here's the order of operations. Number one, if we see prices dumping, what we immediately need to be doing is we need to be looking for levels of support on our chart. Okay, we need to be looking at weekly levels. Do we have any weekly levels? Do we have any daily levels? We need to start pulling out our fib from places to see, do we have any kind of fib level anywhere that will allow us to get into a trade. Okay, so right here we actually did have a fib level. We also had a naked point of control right around here. Okay, but we don't even need the naked point of control, right? Because we have our fib level support right here at the 0.65. And so I'm going to go ahead and put a little line right here, vertical line, and we're going to go ahead and just take a look at the chart. Now remember, guys, this is something that I was looking for, right? This strategy, it takes a little planning. It takes a little planning. I was taking a look at the fact leading up into the trade. Okay, we did take a little long here, but this was a different type of strategy. But leading up into the trade, I was watching, yes, we're getting hidden bullish divergences on the higher time frames. We're getting regular divergences on the 1 hour time frame, and I'm just waiting for all the time frames to line up. Okay, it gets to the point where I want to see the lower time frames line up. I wanted to see the 2 hour give me the bullish divergence, and the 1 hour, and 12 minute, and the 24 minute, and the 6 minute. Okay, so let's start on the 2 hour. On the 2 hour, as we're coming down to our support, look at what's happening. The 2 hour time frame is giving us a bullish divergence. Now, is it confirmed when we enter the trade? No, not even close. In fact, we're still currently printing a red dot on the 2 hour as we enter our trade. But we need to look at this as, because the 2 hour, even though it's printing the red dot as we come down to our entry, okay, we can still see the direction of the momentum is higher than that initial wave. We can foresee that the green dot is going to print higher than that first green dot. Okay, and if anybody's unaware of what a bullish divergence is, a bullish divergence is where price is making a lower low while momentum is making a higher low. We want to look for price making a lower low, ideally right into an area of support, while momentum is making a higher low. This is telling us that there is an imbalance, right? It's telling us that money and momentum is coming into the asset, yet the price continues to drop. And if we think about that logically, if momentum is coming to an asset while price continues to drop, that means there needs to be a correction, and that correction will have to be upward because Bitcoin is oversold, is trading at an undervalued price. And especially if we come into an important area of support, we are very likely to get a bounce. We go to the 1 hour time frame and we see, boom, look at this, divergences on the 1 hour time frame. We go to the 24-minute time frame and what do we see? Oof, divergences on the 24-minute time frame. We come to the 12-minute time frame. What do we see? Divergences on the 12-minute time frame. Notice something, guys. Not only are the momentum waves diverging, and really what we want to do is we want to see the divergence as we come to the lower time frames. On the higher time frames, like the 1 hour, we want to see those waves being right next to each other. Okay? When we come down to the 12-minute, it's okay to have space in between the waves like this. As long as we can connect a low point and a high point together as price is coming down, okay, into our support, that's what we want to see. Also, guys, keep an eye on the money flow. If you can see the money flow coming up by connecting a trend line to the tips of the money flow, that is also considered a divergence. And then when we come down to the 6-minute time frame, this is actually what the time frame I like to enter on. I like to enter on the 6-minute time frame, either the 6-minute or the 3-minute, and I like to enter on what I call the uneven buttocks pattern. Okay, so if you see the divergence on the 2 hour, on the 1 hour, on the 24-minute, on the 12-minute, then be waiting for the 6-minute or the 3-minute to do this. This is very important, guys. The uneven buttocks pattern, okay? Left butt cheek, right butt cheek. You want to see two waves right next to each other, almost in one big wave. You want to see one wave divided down the butt crack, and you want to have this one low wave. And what's going to happen is, if you have your support down here, price is going to come down, all right? We're going to print the first butt cheek, and price is going to start to come up. People are going to FOMO long. Okay, they're like, oh, this is the bottom. It's time now to long because the high time frames are diverging, and now we have this big dot on the lower time frame. Don't long yet. What you want to do is you want to wait for price to come down to your support. This is going to wick out all the people who longed early, and then you want to see the right butt cheek print. Okay, this glute muscle doesn't fire when you squat and deadlift. You need to go to an orthopedic physical therapist to get that glute firing. But when you see that right glute start to print that green dot. It doesn't have to print the green dot yet. It could even be printing a red dot as we're coming down to our support. But you want to see the green dot and then the red dot real quick. And as we come to our support, that will be your long signal. The uneven buttocks entry can happen either on the 6-minute, the 3-minute, or the 1-minute. So as you see the divergences forming on the 2 hour, on the 1 hour, on the 24-minute, on the 12-minute, then look at the 6, the 3, and the 1-minute for the uneven buttocks. That will be your entry as you come into your support. Okay, guys? So that was one trade that I entered here. And then again this morning, I posted another trade using the same exact strategy. Just this morning, this trade was a pretty juicy scalp, guys. Honestly, it was a pretty juicy scalp. I posted the setup early this morning, literally right before the trade even happened, like a minute before the trade happened. As we were dumping down toward that area of support, we can see here, we were dumping down toward it. We hadn't touched it yet. I wanted to see us come down to there with these divergences that we're printing here on the 6-minute, okay? Now, just a side note, guys, this Discord, you can access this Discord by going to patreon.com/Jason Casper. Also, guys, if you don't know technical analysis, it's very advantageous to a trader to understand technical analysis. Okay, I recommend you learn somehow. I recommend reading a book, taking a course. I do offer a course. Okay, you don't have to take my course, but this is specific to the way I trade. This course will give you the knowledge and skills you need to become a more confident, more profitable trader, because we go through all the technical analysis you need to know. This is changing the way thousands of people are approaching these markets, and it's actually making people very profitable. Okay, this is not financial advice, but it's going to show you the things you need to know in order to actually start to do this and do this successfully. And so we go through all the technical analysis you need to know. We go through Market Cipher in extreme detail, 10 sessions on Market Cipher. We go through how to create a strategy. I give you multiple strategies, similar to this one, but in much more detail. Risk management, so that even if you lose more trades than you win, you can still be profitable over time. JasonCasperTrading.com. There's actually a discount in the description of this video. Now here's the thing, guys. This strategy that I'm showing you right here, the Divergence Suite strategy, it's not going to happen textbook every single time, okay? For example, the trade that I entered this morning right here, it was literally from this wick right here. This was our 0.65. Let's draw a little line right here. Let's also go back and just reverse engineer this. So we come to the 2 hour. On the 2 hour, what are we getting? Once again, we can see that we are indeed getting the bullish divergence on the 2 hour. We come to the 1 hour, bullish divergence, right? We come to the 24 minute. What are we getting here? Bullish divergence, right? We see very clearly that as price continues to come down, momentum continues to come up, right? Now, look, this is not textbook perfect, guys, because we're connecting these dots together. It's a very slight divergence, okay? It's a very slight divergence, but we still see it. It's not textbook, so you have to read in between the lines for some of these. Then we come to the 12 minute, and we can very clearly see here actually the divergence is forming on the 12 minute, right? As we're coming down to our support. Then we come to the 6 minute. Now notice what we don't see on the 6 minute. We don't see the uneven buttocks on the 6 minute. We see a clear divergence. We don't see the uneven buttocks. Where do we get the uneven buttocks? We get that on the where did we tap that line right here? Actually, we don't even get that on the 1 minute, guys. We don't even get that on the 1 minute. So this is a little caveat here where the uneven buttocks is going to guarantee, I shouldn't say guarantee, but it's going to make the trade much, much, much more likely to play out well. But even if you don't see the uneven buttocks, you can still enter the trade as long as all the time frames are diverging, okay? On the 6 minute time frame, especially, guys, we want to clearly see the divergence coming in with the money flow, coming up, and momentum waves coming. Like, we just want to see this very, very clear divergence. Uneven buttocks is always a home run grand slam. We can see uneven buttocks is forming often, like we see one right here, and we did get a little bounce here, but we didn't have a level of support. That's going to be the big difference, guys. If you have the level of support and wait for that level and wait for the confirmations, the trades are going to happen. All right, guys, so that is the strategy, and I hope that you guys go and back test this. Go and just look at the charts, look at how this practically plays out, because like I said, it's a little bit more intermediate because of the fact that it takes a little bit more experience to like look at Market Cipher and understand, okay, this is and this is not an area where I should long. So what I want you to do, if you want to try out this strategy, which works very well for catching those good trades. I mean, the two trades I showed you here, the one of them, the one from yesterday, that thing was a massive trade, right? 100%, 100%. And then the trade from this morning, 44%, okay? So, you know, yeah, 44%. It was a really nice trade. So if you just wait for these setups only, right? Let's just say you're new or you're a beginner, you want to start trading in another strategy. Try this out, back test it, and then try it out with a small amount of money, work your way up, because this is one of the most powerful strategies that I use to scalp counter trend. All right, guys, God bless. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, once we get 100,000 subs on this channel, I'm going to do a sweet giveaway. All right, guys, peace.